Out with my dad, absolutely just friggin' fantastic, way, shape, and form. And of course, on top of all of that, choose any Martin Scorsese film, including Hugo, and that would be my absolute five for top five,
I have
or
not seen
at least my
Hugo.
five, at least not my top five, but at least my five. I
Yeah, the
recommend.
ones that got your attention.
Yeah, and also, and don't forget, as you mentioned before, Planet of the Apes, friggin' fantastic in every shape and form. Plus, on top of it, did you know they're actually making a sequel to that? Their actual franchise slash prequel slash reboot completely worked, and they're actually planning to go in a whole different direction with it now, and it's gonna be good.
I
It's gonna
hope
be
so.
really good. Yeah, for sure. So, Mr. Kennedy, did you see top five? Did you see any films this year? Did you see five of them at least?
I did see Thor, which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Um, let's see, what else have I seen? Didn't get to see as many movies as I would have liked this
Oh,
summer.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen The Green Lantern yet.
That's alright.
But I
You
heard
can catch it on www.onechannel.ch.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes is another good one I've heard that I gotta see, catch.
You haven't seen that one yet?
No, I haven't,
Oh
but I'm
man.
pretty sure it's hit Blu-ray by now. I think I've seen the commercials for it,
Yeah.
so check that one out.
Well, both Fred and I recommend it, so
Is
it's actually really really decent.
Yeah.
It took everything I've been crying about for the last year and change. They got it all in this one movie, like such as character development, plot, and stuff like that.
And Peanut
Ver-
would recommend it too.
Yep. So it's just really really well done.
Yeah. Did they set it up for another one?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
Okay.
course. So what they've done is that they've recognized that this is huge. I think there's like five Planet of the Apes that came out, and they said this is nice, but that would be over here, and we'll focus on this part right here, which is the rise of the actual Planet of the Apes. So apparently, the next couple of films, from what I heard of, will actually keep following that trend.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one movie I've seen I liked, I haven't heard you guys bring it up, was Transformers: Dark Side of the Moon. Now, as watching it once, it's pretty cool to watch it. It's a nice, graphical version of yeah. It's very pretty, but
Yeah.
you could watch it once, I feel, and then you're good. It's not really a repeat movie,
No. No.
but I saw it.
Yeah,
On
it's
the
not.
It
screen,
did
and
well in the
I liked
box
it.
office.
Of course
Well,
it did.
yeah, exactly. Like obviously the Hollywood guys knew exactly what they're doing when they put this bovine excrement in the cardboard carton production together, and it's like, oh my gosh! And on top of all that, as I mentioned before on the air as well, is that they plan to make a fourth one as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yay! As the saga of poop continues, and what I think what they're going to do is I think they're actually going to make an actual prequel, because in the third one it's sort of like, my opinion, Optimus Prime becomes a Decepticon, and people don't even realize that, which is absolutely hilarious. Because Optimus Prime has always been the quintessential good guy. What I mean by that, so like you have got your bad guys, and you get your good guys. And the thing is that with the good guys, they always do what they can to defeat the bad guys without killing them, and that's always been that fine and definitive line. Well, then a transformer, he doesn't kill one bad guy, he kills two in cold blood, for no less. I was
Well,
like, that's awesome.
I might need a fact check on this, but in the original storyline of Transformers, wasn't the Decepticons the first habiters of Cybertron? The Decepticons were? No?
Would you like to use a lifeline, Mr. Candy?
Well, not the very first, but they were the first, like, robots.
Nope.
Before the Autobots.
Nope.
They were one race, but then they became two.
Yeah, but
There you go.
But they were all Decepticons at one point.
Nope, they were not.
But they weren't bad.
Well, the canon is as follows. And of course, if I'm wrong there, Farley, please jump in at any time. There was one race of Cybertronians in the very, very beginning. That's what they used to be called. But keep in mind the whole Transformers canon could swing back and forth. But this is just basics. So robots from Cybertron are called Cybertronians for starters. What happened was is that there was, depending on what canon line you were following, either society became more science oriented and you had a hierarchy between upper and lower class, and the Decepticons grew from that lower class and thus called themselves Decepticons.
Yeah.
And then after a while, the Autobots caught up and called themselves Autobots in retaliation against the Decepticons.
So the Decepticons came first before Autobots became named
As
Autobots.
an actual tribe, I'll say sure.
Yeah, that's
But as a human race, like as in a race of being, no. But the thing is that they were the first to branch off and brand themselves. That is agreeable and that is true. Um, but at the same time, it was all. That's the funny thing about the canon. I don't know if Megatron was their first leader, or there's actually other leaders before him. Because if you look at the animated series back in the '80s, um, they most definitely had a whole smorgasbord of Decepticon leaders. But of course, if you look at the comic books and stuff like that, depending on if you're following the actual new comic book line or not, then it goes into more detail about Megatron was the first one, and this is the one that actually brought the Decepticons forward and so forth. So it's very interesting how it all comes together because there's so many different lines they go from, so it's not one cohesive storyline. Such as example, Star Trek as an example. That was all cohesive, start to end, the whole 9 yards. And that's everything else, but with the toy line all over the place. Is that Prime was always the leader. So there's like an Optimus Prime or a Rodimus Prime, or and other Prime characters. So the whole Megatron or Tron aspect wasn't really implicated until Beast Wars came out. So it's always a work in progress, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. So not bad, eh?
Yeah. A lot of history behind the Transformers. That
Oh, it's a
know,
convoluted mess.
Yeah.
Because what happened here is that, to go a little bit further in reality now, how Transformers first came to be is there was a bunch of kids from this little company called Hasbro, and what they went was to a toy company in Japan, and what they did is they bought the rights, the franchise rights, to actually bring those particular robots into the North American market, or the North American territory for that matter. As they realized they had a hit on their hands, like such as the very first time they actually had a single toy that could do two things, such as a robot or a truck, they knew they had a hot property. So what they did is went back to the actual people they bought the original franchise from and just bought the whole franchise completely out from them. So they had like Optimus Prime and a different name, but they had the actual modes and the toys and all the franchising that came along with it. And then afterwards, what people don't realize is that, ready for this? They went to two publishing companies, DC and Marvel Comics. The DC contacts completely fell through because they just really drafted this really bad script. They went over to Marvel Comics, and Marvel Comics was actually much right what was actually hired to actually make the whole Transformers line from start to end. And what Hasbro wanted to do was also add a cartoon component. So you had a cartoon, a toy, and a comic book, which is trifesto of actually hitting all the kids in the '80s right between the eyes. And also the more interesting part as well is that before that took place, there's actually a law put in place that manufacturer companies could not actually sell commercial time to kids, which is very interesting. So the thing is, you had toys and stuff like that out there, but the manufacturing people could not actually advertise because it was advertising towards children. So in the United States, when it was lifted, this opened a whole smorgasbord of actual industrial projects to go through. So interesting stuff. Further, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Got my iced tea. I'm good.
Yay!
Well, just to get back on track with top 5, we got a tweet in.
Oh, we did.
From Felicia Wrights 1.
Who's that?
That would be Peanut.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Like,
Hi,
I didn't
Peanut.
know that.
She wrote in with her top 5.
Oh, that's good. Glad to see you were there with us, Mr. Peanut.
Yeah. So her top 5 is Thor, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I Am Number 4, Sucker Punch, and Hannah.
Oh! Sucker Punch! Oh my god! I so put that on my brain, it's not even funny. That was bad.
I liked it. And Hannah was actually another really good one. I had forgotten about that one.
Did you go see it with Peanut?
Of course I did.
So you can know. Awesome.
Yeah, that was actually really good. And Sucker Punch, I liked it.
You also liked Transformers before we talked about it too, didn't we?
No, I still like it.
What, the Transformers movies?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you like them?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm not letting you change my mind, Tom.
Oh, no, you could, you know what? I'm going to go out, I'm going to buy you a Sucker Punch t-shirt. So every time you're on the air, you could wear that and say, I like this movie.
Go right ahead. I will wear it.
I still have a Sucker Punch sucker.
All right.
Do you really?
I still have